Welcome back, dear viewers, to season's broadcast of SRAs. Another season. So far, we're gonna, open the books to another fresh page and start a new story. That story begins, of course, with the first race of the calendar, Indianapolis.
Looks like he lines up a move. Oh, this is good tight racing right here.
Inside or outside, what's gonna happen?
That's turn 7 into the grass. Heavy booping the snoot on the barrier.
Oh, side by side.
Wow.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And we're off and away for SRA.
What is going on, SRA Nation? I will be your lonely single host tonight, Kyle Boyce, and I am going to do my best my first time out here to keep you informed, keep the camera where it should be on the action, and hopefully there's not too many moments where I kind of forget that I'm doing this and I'm watching the race instead of talking about it. So let's go ahead and get right into our calendar here. Of course, today we are at Laguna Seca, or Laguna Seca, as one of my friends says, Laguna Seca. So however you like to say it, tomato. Of course, we've already had two races, Suzuka in week 1 and Spa in week 2. Both of them were quite eventful across the different divisions, and I expect nothing less here tonight. However, I can say I hope for less contact, and from everyone I've talked to prior to this race, which has been a lot of people, everyone is looking forward to keeping this a clean race and having clean, consistent laps over speed and aggression, which is a good thing to hear. We all know that what you say before the race is not necessarily exactly what happens during the race. So let's see how that goes. And then, of course, next week we are coming up to a very wet Monza, which should be an absolute blast from from everybody's perspective, as far as I'm concerned. If you are in a wet race and you're not trying to do anything else except for have fun, you're wrong. That is just that's the best. That's the most fun kind of racing to me. Let's have a look at our track map here over at Laguna Seca. Over here at turn 1, we have a fast kink over a crest that is usually flat out for most cars. The track falls away immediately, which leads to very fast braking for turn 2, which is pretty tricky. It is a pretty steep hairpin where the pit exit actually comes out onto the exit of that turn. So everybody needs to keep an eye on the pits as they're passing them, and the people in the pits need to keep an eye on the track, because that could turn into a nightmare pretty fast. Then we go up to turn 3, which is a medium speed left technical kind of setup corner. If you get a bad exit, it's going to hurt your speed into the next corner. It's kind of more of a set, it's one of those corners where if you mess that up, your next couple of corners are all going to be messed up. It's kind of a nightmare when you just know, like, well, I can't get this back for the next 3 corners, so I just have to drive the best I can from there. That brings us up to turn 4, which is a right-hand bend. Patience is a matter more so than aggression here, because you can and will go off the track at this point. That leads us into turn 5, which is a sweeping uphill left. You want to keep your momentum, because you are going to start climbing a hill immediately after that, and if you lose a bunch of momentum, you're going to lose a lot of time going up that hill. Turn 6 is a fast uphill left with very little runoff. If your car gets light over the crest, or rather it usually does, it can get very squirrely. You want a perfect exit. Then we get into turn 7, which is another like long uphill type situation. You are reaching the highest point of the circuit at this point, and your car will sound and feel like you're climbing a mountain. And you'll probably struggle to get up to your next gear depending on what you're in when you entered. That brings us up to turn 8, which is, of course, the corkscrew. I like to call it the roller coaster. By far the best area of the track, as far as I'm concerned. The very, very most interesting and the most gratifying when you hit it correctly. It is about a 5.5-story drop from the top to the bottom, or the elevation from the top of that hill to the bottom is a 59-foot elevation drop, or about 450 feet. From the top, from the beginning of the corkscrew to the end in driving distance. That brings us up into turn 9, which is the rainy curve. It is a fast downhill left-hander. It's very easy to lose your rear end in this turn, as I have done many times. So you want to kind of try to keep that in mind. You're carrying a lot of speed. You want to just, every time you want to just send it, but just don't. It brings us up to turn 10. It is a flat out, or a flat or near flat right bend, depending on the car. It is mostly about bravery, which I will say that is true. I like that turn also. Actually, that's really good. That's a really fun turn. When you nail it, you feel pretty good. I hit a wrong button here. Ignore. You didn't see that. Then that brings us up to the last turn, which is a nightmare as far as I'm concerned. I have a hard time hitting it consistently the right way. I either brake too late or I brake too early. I can never seem to hit the right spot in the braking, and that is an absolute nightmare because you lose all of your speed going up towards the start-finish line in turn 1. And when that happens, anyone who got a better exit behind you will pass you, and it will. It's not very fun. We don't like that a whole lot. Let me. Sorry, like I said, first time keeping up with a whole bunch of stuff here. I'm trying to pay attention to what's going on here. Okay, so. We're going to go to drivers' standings. I really need to make... Sorry, bear with me. I'm getting there. Okay. In first place here, currently, we have Andy Hohenberger. In second, we have Jeremy Rand. In third, we have Ben Roberts. In fourth, we have Matthew Bowden. Fifth, we have Xander Andy. Sixth, we have Brad Morath. Seventh, we have Alan Leong. Eighth, we have Connor Farrell. Ninth, we have Stephen Pellerin. And 10th, we have Corey Mummery. Look at our second page here. A lot of these guys have not participated, and the second page here have not participated, but we have 3 drivers that are still in there, and some of these people may show up late in the season. Derek Zipperburn, I think he was going to miss a few races, and a couple of these other guys have told me a similar situation. So our team standings are team in first place, Spaceballs, the racing team. Sorry, that kind of threw me off. I wasn't expecting to immediately be reading Spaceballs. That's Ben Roberts and Brad Morath. And second, we have Off and On Again Racing with Jeremy Rand. It's Stephen Pellerin. In third, we have Get Smoked, Dan Mayer and Andy Hohenberger. In fourth, we have Alan Leong and Corey Mummery. And, that's 49th Parallel Motorsports. Fifth, we have Finish Him Motorsports, Max Yang and Matthew Bowden. In sixth, we have Rexy Cheeks, Danny Zavard, and Quinn Jetter. They're a home team favorite over here. Lone Star Motorsports, Plan E Racing, John Donahue, and Mark Allen. In 8th, we have Raven Rose Racing, Jermaine Rose, and Daniel Alara. I feel like I said that last week, and I meant to ask him how to pronounce that, but Alara. I think that's right. That's it. In 9th, we have TC8 Racing Team with Alejandro Guarin and Danny Scarborough. In 10th, we have 5, I'm assuming, Motorsports, or V, with Nico Constantinos. Haven't said that one yet, so hopefully that's right. And Xander Addy. It's still anybody's game up there at the top. Obviously, with Brad Morath and Ben Roberts up there, they are leading pretty well, but there is still a lot of this season left to go. And we are looking at starting this this qualifying here pretty shortly. Let me see. Sorry, I was just asking Jess about kind of an order of operations here. I don't know why I listened to like 8 streams today, but then it's one of those moments where you get up there and you're like, oh man, I don't know how I immediately forgot what my next plan was. I guess I didn't expect to get through that stuff as quickly as I did, which I guess that's good that I did. And I don't think I missed anything. Let's see. Let's check in our qualifying here. Let me get that going.
Green light. Give it all you can.
We are just starting. Probably need to make... Okay, sorry, I'm over here talking to myself like you're not here. My race control has run into a problem. I need to get that going so that I can actually keep up with people's times. Okay, I got it. I got it back. All right, it looks like most everybody except for Guarin is already out on track for silvers. Nope, it doesn't want me to. Okay. Everybody's just making their way around their outlaps at this point. I guess this would be a good time. Prediction-wise, I personally don't. I talked to many of the top 10 drivers, and everybody. I can go into some of their details a little bit more later on, but everybody has a similar consensus that this track is intimidating, and they are all almost literally everybody. I probably have 8 messages from top 10 drivers. All of them say, I plan on focusing on consistent clean laps over aggression or speed or pace, which, like I said, is good to hear. Everybody said that. And it will be interesting to see. I feel like lap 1 is going to be clean. I think everybody's nervous enough, especially after all the nightmares last week, that hopefully into turn, I'm not worried about turn 1. I'm worried about turn 2. And hopefully everybody says, hey, I'm going to give extra space. I'm going to chill out. I think Jetter might be our front man here. Nope, there is somebody in front of him. It is Vega is on the way to completing his first lap. My wife just brought me some cookies in here that she just baked. So I'm pretty lucky over here. I'm doing pretty well for myself. Okay, so sorry about that. Let's see here. Okay, at the top currently we have Mayer with a 125.5. Second, we got McLaren and a 125.68, and then Heron with a 125.765. Right behind him is Parsons with a 125.785, and then Danny is in a 126.6, Jetter's in a 127, Rudder's in a 127.4, Vega's in a 127.5. Mayer's looking about a half a second up already, more so, 7/10 up on his previous lap. He's going to be the one to watch here. I would be surprised if we don't see Jetter massively pick up. Yep, he's on his way up. He's Parsons also was about 3/10 up before I just said his name. Of course, that's how it goes. Mayer, we had a slight off there. Carried a little too much speed into what, like I said, very easy to brake late, and you want it's very hard turn. I don't understand why that it is, but it's like almost I don't know. For me personally, it seems impossible to judge the braking for that turn. You're carrying so much speed, and you want to go so fast, and you think, well, I can just brake whenever I want, and then all of a sudden the track is ended and you're off. We have Heron has come up and taken provisional pole with a fastest lap of 125, nearly flat, and everybody is improving right now. Looking at Matthew Bowden, it's about almost half second up. Rudder is a half second. And Jetter is 1.2 seconds up. And he is getting very close to finishing his lap. So we're going to hope that he can maintain that into that last turn, because that's where all of your speed is. And he does. He goes to second place with a 125.18, that's very good. We like to see that. Matthew Bowden answers right back. Let's go on to my page is stuck, I'm seeing. I'm glad somebody said something about that. Hold on, let me refresh. It could be. Oh, there we go. Hey, thanks. Good looking out. What a nightmare. That's good. I mean, I guess if I'm going to make some kind of massive mistake like that. Turn 6 and 9 is where you find that you have the most crashes and off tracks. And Actually, last night I did note that those were two. We had quite a few offs there, but one of them had more contact than the other, actually. Okay, if somebody is listening and can tell me in the chat if they can see this now, I just flipped back and forth between the previous screen, and it on my end it shows to be there, but it showed that before. So I don't know if I've made a mistake or if there's just some kind of technical error. I'll just keep a lookout for you and just keep talking for now. Matthew Bowden takes provisional first pole rather with a fastest lap up and is immediately answered again. Mayer comes in and takes a fastest lap of 124.23. Everybody should increase times because their tires are getting hotter and they are collecting more grip. There will be a point when they get too hot and they start losing time. So it's going to be interesting to see who actually ends up with a 123 or something like that in this area. Because it does look like they can get there. Jetter improved to a 124. Many improvements right until that last turn. It's there's a lot that I'm noticing are 0.8 up, more than half a second up, and then it comes down to that last turn and it all dives off and doesn't come back. So it just illustrates more and more. Let's go on here with Rudder, who is up by a half a second. Okay, let me see what I can do about that. Here, I'm going to turn this up, and you tell me what that seems like, and if that's better on the game volume. I adjusted it a bit. Maybe we're going to do an onboard for a whole lap. Mayer's up again. He's picking up more time. Bowden is picking up another 0.2. Oh, he's up a half second. Maybe we'll go on board for a lap with Bowden. He's about not quite halfway through here. See, we'll see if he's up right now. He's up 0.2. We'll see if he falls victim to one of these pitfalls here. But so far, he's proved that he's definitely been practicing. He knows what he's doing. So he'll probably keep it together for us. He's up 0.6 now, over half a second faster. He might end up being our first 123 if he keeps this up. And of course, it's all going to come down to, that was very, very good last turn. He's still a half a second up. And there he goes, 123.890. Had a feeling we might see that. And that's going to, everybody that's out will be coming through here on their final lap, solidifying their positions until gold starts setting their time. So we'll actually get to see what our silver is going to look like on the back end there of gold, assuming that people go faster in gold. Maybe they won't, it could happen. We've seen crazier, last season Builez actually jumped from like D5 to D2 or something like that. He was going out there and setting like D2 times while he was still in D5. So it will be interesting to see. Or D4, whichever was it. He basically jumped like 2 spots. All right, so as it stands, we've got for silver, we've got Matthew Bowden with a fastest lap, 123.890. Mayer is in second with a 124.230. And then from there on, everybody is within the same second up until 6th place with Parsons. So we've got Heron, Rose, Jetter, and Parsons all within the 1 minute 24 second range. And then our 7th through 12th place are all very much in the between 25 and 26 seconds there. So there still will be a lot of battling back there. Basically, nobody's by themselves. Everybody's got somebody to race with back there in silver, which is nice to see. 7th, we've got Vega. McLaren is in 8th. Rutter's in 9th. Hassan bin Sharif is in 10th. Oh man, Isip, I've never said that name before. That's how it's going to be for tonight. Hopefully that's right. And Danny Zavard is in 12th. And now as our gold drivers are on their out lap. So we're going to see what kind of times these guys start putting up. I don't know that. No, he is not our first out. Who's our first driver out? Max Yang? Looks like it. We'll see. We'll kind of go on a lap with him and see how it goes. On how his out lap goes anyway. Oh gosh, no. This is his first flying lap. So we should see some, we're going to see some jumps here in the times up top. I do expect potentially that some of those silver drivers will be maybe interspersed with some of the silver gold drivers, but mostly because our D4 is just, there's a pretty big diversity in skill and pace and that kind of thing. So consistency is going to be very big in this race for D4. I mean, if you have pace and consistency, you know, obviously that's big, but we got Hohenberger moved up to 3rd after his first flying lap. Max Yang up to 6th. Roberts up to 8th. Corey Mummery's up to 10th. And then everybody else. Oh, they're starting to cut in there. So we're going to start watching to see who might have some opportunities to take first from Bowden here. Hohenberger's up another. Max Yang's up 3/10. Hohenberger's up almost a half a second. Let's change our view. All right, I see that the sound is better. Everybody can see what's going on. That is all that matters. Let me see. I've got some of these, like, kind of pre-race interviews. I figure I could kind of disperse as we talk about some of these drivers while they're qualifying or racing. Because getting, you know, we always get perspective of like the winners after the race, and then people kind of talk through it throughout the week, but I haven't heard any perspectives of people prior to the race. And honestly, a lot of these guys on this track surprisingly have the same kind of the same idea here. So Hohenberger did improve. Scarborough's improving, but there's not a lot of improving on their second into the third laps currently. Corey Mummery is up a half a second currently, about halfway through his lap here. We'll watch him for a minute, and actually he's one of the ones that I've got pulled up here. He says that he's not sure how this race is going to go. He feels confident on the track and overall pretty good, but it only takes one small mistake to ruin a race. He is going to focus on consistent laps versus speed, which is going to be a theme, at least in what people say. So let's see. You know, it's easy to say that, and we'll see. We'll kind of see how his laps play out. Looking pretty good so far. Let's see who else is increasing dramatically. Roberts is up almost just about a second on his previous time as he comes in here to likely set a fastest lap, maybe. Oh, no, not quite. Hohenberger actually got a fastest lap. I missed that. He's up to 123.57 in first, and Roberts went right to second with a 123.71. And both of them are improving on their previous time still. Danny Scarborough's up about 0.2. Stephen Pellerin's up about 0.2. See if we got any big movers here. Jeremy Rand is up about a half a second. Go on board with Jeremy Rand and see what his drive is looking like. Not too bad. He got a good exit. He's maintaining 0.3 up, and he improves to P9. Hohenberger is, I said his name. He was up 0.3, and then the turn 11 got him. So he did not improve from there. But you know, everybody else still has to improve past him. Roberts is up a few hundredths. He improves. Not enough. Stephen Pellerin up 0.2. Max Yang is up a half a second. Man, that car sounds nice. Yeah, pretty much the case. Everybody that had big improvements early on is pretty much kind of running the same times or less than. So I'm starting to think that with maybe about 1 lap left, they might be getting, you know, the hot tires might be getting into them at this point. Jeremy Rand's up another half a second, or he was before turn 11, right when I switched to him. Corey Mummery is up almost a half a second. He had a decent exit, but he's going to maintain his 0.2 up all the way through. We're going to have any last big movers here? Hohenberger's looking to improve on another lap. He's up 0.2. Everybody's right at a couple hundredths up from their previous times, but no major dive bombs, if you will, into the top 3 here. Gilchrist is 0.3 up. Corey Mummery's another 0.2 up again. So we might shake it up here right at the end for maybe 6th place and above. I think everybody else is pretty much where they're going to be. We've got a few people on finishing their laps up now. Hey, thanks, Sean Paul. I see you there, buddy. Appreciate you. We'll see what Leong's going to do here right at the end. And he improves by a place. And that is going to do it for our qualifying. We will go through our driver standings on the lap here after we take a look at our sponsors.
A huge thank you to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documise, a modern business solution for product management. Go to documise.com to learn more today. And support from Retro Saga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favourite classic systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. And a big thank you to our affiliates, Track Racer. Experience redefined gaming with Track Racer's high-quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRATE at checkout to support us. Armamentario, a toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT3D Sim Shop. Upgrade your sim racing experience today with premium 3D printed accessories featuring precision crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile stream deck mounts, and immersive dashboard displays. Their innovative designs enhance performance and style, elevate every lap with top-tier quality and craftsmanship at at3d.net. Go Setups, premium esports setups for everybody. Use our affiliate link on our Discord and take your drive to the next level. Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specializing in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, and Fairy World collectibles. Magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decor, costumery, cosplay, and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle Cauldron. And from KP Concepts, your source for custom automotive renderings, graphic design, and printing. We spend countless hours making you look all good for the spectacle. Check out kpconcepts.com for more.
Okay, we are back. Everyone can hear me. You can hear everything. That's good, it seems. Let's see here. We are going to run through everyone in theory. I can't find. Okay, well, I somewhere in here it is one of these buttons is supposed to show me everybody's full name, but for some reason I can't get that to come up. So, you know what? I'll fix it for next week. I will drag somebody in here to show me how to do this properly. For now, we are going to look at, in first, we have Hohenberger. In second, starting second, we have Roberts. Third is Bowden. Fourth is Scarborough. Fifth is Pellerin. Sixth is Yang. Seventh is Mayer. Eighth is Allen. Ninth is Gilchrist. 10th is Heron. 11th is Rose. 12th is Rand. 13th is Leung. 14th is Mummery. 15th is Jetter. 16th is Parsons. 17th is Farrell. 18th is Vega. 19th is McLaren. 20th is Rudder. 21st is Sharif. 22nd, Isip. Oh man. 23rd is Savard. 24th is Guarin. Let me move to a different camera. How about that? I liked, so yesterday, did I just, I saw somebody slid out. Did I totally miss something? What happened? Oh man, what? Did I just see somebody slid? I got really confused. I thought that yeah, you're okay. Sorry, Sean. Thank you for noticing that. For a second, I thought I missed the beginning of the race because somebody was spun out, and that was terrifying. Okay. Is that right? Oh, I don't have BC on. I see what you're saying. I think I fixed it now, right? Okay. Okay, we're at a green light. Let's go to the... Let me try, maybe I should be on like 7. Yeah, that's probably a little better there. Trying, this was a little bit easier for me when we had like a pip because we could kind of watch more. I saw some dirt get kicked up back there. I don't see any yellow flags, and I don't see any content. Oh, we had somebody drive off the track. But I think that could have been worse. Okay, it seems like it's pretty clean for the most part.
Windows open.
I'm just on ran here because I'm trying to see the most amount of cars that I can with only one camera. So bear with me. The second that it looks like I can actually identify like a battle or something here. Let me go see what it's looking like up at the front between these two. Everybody is kind of holding on to their pace over aggression so far. Okay, we're in one lap. I don't see anybody pushing anybody too hard. I do see some early braking going on up there, at least with our front runners. Let's see. I like, at least if it follows the same kind of idea as last night, is that we seem to, everybody should be fairly bunched up for a while. Now our P1 through 3 are getting away, which is good for them. They should be working together to gain a gap. And then they can fight it out later on. And plus that will help them in the event that they run into any lap or blue flag traffic after pits or whatever, what have you. Looks like. Yep, I thought I saw that back there. Yang and Mayer are kind of going at it here. We'll see. Nobody's really, nobody yet is showing to be too aggressively on each other, like looking very desperate to pass or like really trying to make up a bunch of positions here really early. The majority of our grid looks to be very similar to what it was at the start here. We do have some increases in position and a few drops, but it looks like about a 3-place drop is the most that we have, which is we have a yellow flag here between Savard and Gilchrist. We try to go back and see. I had to go up. I was a little bit late on the brakes. I think maybe he thought he was going to get away from him there, and he just didn't. Well, Zavard is he's right back on the pace. He's back trying to gain some of those positions. So everybody's car looks okay. It didn't look like it was that. It didn't look very damaging. Gilchrist was the biggest loser from that situation, and I think the previous one might have been he might have been the one that drove off track, and many people were passing him by there in the dirt. He's down several positions, but other than that, right as I said that earlier, right? And now I've got another yellow flag here. Oh, for Mr. Savard. Let me get off him. And he's only down 1 position, so it still stands that everybody is in a fairly similar spot to where they were when we started, and I think that's a testament to D4 and them trying to be safe. No major sorry, I just decided I was going to read chat right then when I was saying that. No major incidents in lap 1. You are saying a lot of stuff to me right now, Sean. Insert. Where is insert? Could change mini map view to full map and press insert to see splits. I gotta be honest, I don't know what any of that stuff means here, man. So I will just kind of carry on with what I'm doing so that I don't spend a whole lot of time trying to do like technical, you know. Let's go back. Let's go back to our front runners here and see what's going on here. Hohenberger is out in first. Bowden is in second. Those guys are getting a small gap between them. Not major, but all three of the front runners here are starting to now produce gaps between each other and also widen the gap between the next couple of cars. So no more yellow flags here for a little while. See these guys back here were for a brief moment very, very close in their split time. So I'm just kind of trying to watch everybody's lap times here, see who's very close together, and maybe we'll get to see some passing action here before too long. But we've got a very nice long parade line going on right. Oh, we had a slide off and contact. Who is that? Farrell? Connor Farrell. Man, we actually just happened to see that right on point. So Connor Farrell actually is another driver who I have a little write-up from, and if I can navigate to that here. Let me see. We'll actually go on board with somebody for a minute instead of staying in helicam for our whole life. The first one I clicked on, actually, which is Hohenberger. I asked him kind of what his thoughts were for the race, what his any concerns or confidences that he had, and he said that it's one of his favorite tracks. He has a very little time on an ACC, but he's raced a lot on iRacing, so it took a lot of adjustment period, but overall he's pretty confident with it, which I would say it definitely shows, obviously, right? He did say that he is going to try and manage his tire temperatures and be a little less aggressive on the curbs during the race and avoid hitting the sand, which, like I said, kind of everybody had a very similar kind of same idea here. Don't hit the curbs, don't hit the sand, don't hit other cars. That's pretty much everybody's goal here, right? Let's see. I should be kind of watching him because he can see. Yeah, there. So we're kind of gapping out here. I guess we can kind of try to look for some battles going on here. Who's close? Jetter's coming up on a whole line of cars. Let's watch Parsons. He's kind of closer. Oh, whoa. Okay, that was interesting. They were side by side there for a couple of, for several seconds. I saw from the other driver's perspective that these guys might get kind of crazy here. So let me go back to helicam and we'll see what happens between these guys. Sean Paul, I greatly appreciate your efforts here to help me. I see you say above delete, and I don't know if you mean on a keyboard. Maybe my keyboard is special. There is no buttons above my delete key, so you'll just have to make some time during the week to come in here and coach me on this situation. And let's see. Oh, somebody said, I think you need to press I or U. Dang it! I don't know what's happening. I guess anybody let me know if you can't hear or see the race, and anything that you want to see. How about that? And that will help me out. Because I'm just going to keep scrolling the times looking for battles and yellow flags here. Oh, are we going to see a pass here? Oh, everyone is being very careful. I like to see that. It's it might be a little less exciting, but it is nice to see both those guys were being very, 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 very careful. Savard's down here in another off. Who did we say? What happened to Allen? He's in 11th, and he's very on my if you don't, I'm looking at a screen called Race Control. It kind of shows me everybody's time. Oh, we just Rose just had a yellow flag here, so Rose was just ahead of him, for instance, and it comes up very quickly. A big yellow bar shows up when somebody's had an incident, and I did not see anything come up for Allen, so I don't know what happened with him, unless he just had a bad turn and it didn't require a flag. Like maybe he didn't go off the track, but maybe he got passed by several people. It sucks when you miss that kind of stuff, but it is not for lack of trying. I promise you that. I am not ignoring. And right when I went to kind of describe that, immediately Rose's yellow bar came up, and so that's how I switched to him so quickly. So I don't know what happened to Allen. It may be something I do where I'm going to make a note, and then you know, I kind of like to know, even after the race, I can just message him and say, hey, you know, what happened there when you dropped from 5th to 12th, you know, that kind of thing. Rose is I don't know, I didn't see that he took damage or anything from a wall. He may just have overheated tires, and he's trying to get on the gas too fast after overheating them, so he needs to just cool out. Oh, so maybe he does have some damage. He's gonna go ahead and pit now. Let's see what we got going up here right now. Roberts has a fastest lap time of a 1:24.5. I'm interested to see when or if we're going to start getting into some qualifying type lap times, especially with everybody being in open air almost for the most part and not really fighting each other too badly, which actually that could be costing them lap time also, right? Let's see, these guys are, nope, that's Allen again. Cheddar's cruising up to Allen pretty fast. I know that he really wants to be in the top 10 here, so I have a feeling that to some degree, some of this stuff is going to the niceties and the kind of like holding hands and like that kind of stuff later on in the race is going to kind of start to go out the window when people start getting desperate for positions or really trying to hold positions. Let's check in up here with Hohenberger and see how he's doing. So he's not, that gap that he built to Bowden has not increased since last we looked. He's got about a 2-second gap, and Bowden's holding it down. So I don't know if Hohenberger's slowing down or Bowden's speeding up, but they're maintaining. And just behind them, Roberts has a 2-second gap or so to Bowden. So those guys, if they just keep this up, it looks kind of like 1 through 4 might just hold this down all the way to pit time, and that's when it might get interesting for them specifically. Let's see, we've still got, I would say, 10 minutes probably before anybody starts pitting, unless somebody's going for a deep undercut. Since that last yellow flag, everybody is kind of far apart, honestly. There's nobody that's, almost everybody is at least a 1-second difference on the entire board, which is pretty wild. I guess that makes for some safe racing, but not very interesting racing, right? Here we go. This is the closest gap we have almost on the whole field, it looks like. There's one similar a few places up, but we can watch this for a minute and see if it goes somewhere. See if we see any more kind of playing nice over making a pass type situations. And by all means, you know, in the previous, I don't even remember who that was, but in that previous instance of those guys going into that hairpin and both of them kind of like breaking and holding up and looking at each other like, are you going to go? Are you going to go? Like you're at a stoplight or a stop sign at the same time. I definitely don't, I'm not saying like they should be like dive bombing each other or anything, right? But if I'm in a race and the guy in front of me kind of plays it nice like that and slows down and goes outside the turn, I'm probably going to take full advantage of that at that point and just take the turn, right? I'm going to take the place. But most of these guys said that they're going to play nice and they're going to, you know, try to just maintain consistency, and that's how they're going to kill him with kindness. Here we go. Okay. Right as I said it, he said, I'm not playing it. He must have been listening to me, right? He heard what I was saying. And now it looks like Gilchrist is going to get away, and he will be on to chase down Max Yang, who's about 3 seconds ahead of him. Let's see what Jetter's coming up on Allen here, and this is our closest battle currently. Jetter, if he gets an opportunity, he's going to take that place. He's hunting. He did tell me, just like everybody else, he's gonna focus on. He needs to focus on consistency and managing his tires, because as we found out last night, if anybody watched that race or was in that race, the tires on the Porsches fall. Oh, there he goes, and he's got it, and that's part of it, right? Just maintain the consistency, brake at their same spot every single time, and when somebody makes a mistake, you'll capitalize on it. The Porsche's tires fall off very hard. Even probably 10 minutes before you would really want to pit, your tires are crying. This track is 100, about 100 degrees. It's very hot. Your tires are screaming. You're really wearing them out. So it's a lot better off if you take it easy on the gas out of a turn, take it easy on the brakes into the turn. It's going to do you a lot better over time. And Rose has a yellow flag back here. It looks like just the very similar off that we've had a few cars have here at the corkscrew. It's very easy to do. You take too much curb, you unsettle the car, and that is exactly what happens every single time. Jetter's got a little ways to go to catch up to his next target, which is Parsons. He's about 2 seconds ahead. Let's see here. Roberts is closing the gap to Bowden. Yep, there he is. He was about 2 seconds back, and now he is within about the same second. Oh. That was Danny Savard. Okay, he just had a little moment. He just maybe tried to get out of the way and went a little too far over, but no big deal there. This looks like this. It will be interesting to see if Roberts manages to make a pass here, and hopefully without contact. But that, I think maybe that means Bowden's losing some grip. If he's lost that much time, because he's considerably behind Hohenberger now when he was holding it up before him. And I was talking about how it seemed like he had picked the pace up. He may have aggressively picked up the pace to try to keep up with Hohenberger, and as a result has roached his tires a little bit early. And so now he's actually dropping pace. I almost certainly that's what's going on here. And probably why he has the fastest lap. Even compared to Hohenberger, who's in the lead. You know, he's a half a second faster, and that would speak to he's probably wearing his car out quickly. And now we'll see if he can maintain third place. There's a lot more racing to go, but Scarborough is closing that gap in. So I think the top 4 will get more interesting, especially once we start seeing more pitting and more traffic gets out there and kind of starts shaking things up. Let's see, actually, where is... This is Scarborough. We'll go into, we'll go on his bumper for a minute. Kind of see what it looks like when he's trying to catch these guys. Before we enter the pit window here, we can actually look at, we're going to talk about who some of our biggest gainers are prior to the pitting season, if you will. Alejandro Guarin is up 10 places, and Rudder just had a yellow flag moment here. We're gonna see that before we go on to. Okay, got on the gas a little too hard, too early, a little small. Well, it was a little harder than it looked like. It looked like his hood got a little bouncy there, but he's back in a way. So if he manages his exits, he'll be okay at least until pitting time. Alejandro Guarin is up 10 places from the start of the race. Corey Mummery is up 6. Parsons is up 7. So those are our largest gainers as it stands right now. Oh, Jeremy Rand is up six spots too. So we've got a lot of good upward movement. Outside of 3 or 4 places here and there, we only have a couple of people that are down more than that. So there's been a lot more gainers than there has losers here. That's for sure. Alejandro Guarin is up 11 places. We're gonna see how his drive is going here. We'll go back to that and then up. Oh, Leung had a small. He had a brief yellow flag, but it looks like he just probably took too much curb on that exit there, and then. Okay, sorry. So Max Yang, he just got by Max Yang here. Now we're watching Yang chase Leung around a little bit. See if that was just a little mistake, and now he's going to try to get his place back, or is he going to hang back and just work together a little bit to close down some of this gap in front of them, which is always a good idea. I always watch these like streamers or people in like these long. Ben Sharif has had a yellow flag moment, but he has disappeared from my. And then we had pretty big contact there between Yang and Leung. I don't know if Yang's gonna pull over and let him give the pat. Yeah, he's gonna pull over and give the place back. That was unfortunate. But now Hassan Sharif is back on my. Okay, so he either had a connection issue. It was strange. He had a yellow flag, and before I could click on it, he completely disappeared and was gone from my view. So I'm assuming maybe that he just RTG'd really fast. Let's go back and see what's going on with these guys. Hopefully no more contact, but these guys are definitely the most aggressive crew on the board right now. We'll take it from Leung's perspective since he's in the middle here. Hopefully they don't make contact with Guarin. He's up 13 places. What a nightmare that would be to be spun back. Rose just set his personal fastest lap in the race. So did Allen. Both with the exact same time of 125.565. And as I say that, Leung is into the pits. And this is one of those times when you've got people who are exiting the pits right as two cars come around that turn, and everybody negotiated it well. That's what we like to see. And whoever that was that came out of the pits did enter the track right behind them. Okay, there he is back there. I was just like, what? Where did he go? Let's see here. Bowden is about 3 seconds down to Roberts now. And he makes a pass. Once, that's kind of another thing I need to figure out as time goes on here, but once the pits happen and then people are no longer in order, it becomes very difficult to recall who is who, basically. And then I kind of have to hop around to find them, and maybe there's a better way to do that, and I'll have to also bother Sean Paul and or Trey and or Jess about that tomorrow. But for now, you guys are going to come along the journey with me of kind of trying to determine that kind of thing. Let's see. Jetter is that okay? So this is kind of exactly what I was talking about. Maybe that is Leon. It's not. Okay, I don't know who that is. So we'll see if. Up. I can almost see his name. If he goes to pass him, I'll figure it out. At any rate, once again, we're kind of in that spot where this is the closest people on track right now. Everybody's almost a few seconds. Yeah, even all of the little couplings of people behind them are either further spread apart or nearly the same distance. We should start seeing many more pits now. If these guys are going to try to hold on to their tires in the same way. Oh my gosh, my view driver screen just popped up. I don't know what's going on. I scrolled through this menu 100 times, but now I can see everybody's name, so I'll try to use it going forward. It sure is, Pellerin. Good looking out, man. I'm glad I have you guys here to help me. And so what's Pellerin's position? Oh, he's going to go pit now. Okay. Of course, Pellerin. He says, you're not going to watch me. Jeremy Rand is up 8 places, but of course now we're getting into the pit windows, so all of the places. We'll check back on positions once everyone is pitted. Oh, he's coming up on Jetter now, so see what happens here. And currently, Jeremy Rand is in 3rd. We'll see what happens. He has not pit yet. Oh, that's what I was looking for. See how these guys negotiate here. Roberts coming up on some traffic. Oh, everybody made that look pretty nice. Oh, see, I'm getting caught up in watching. Nice clean pass. Everybody keeping it straight through there. We like to see that. Our leader is growing his lead. He is 6 seconds up. Oh, that's a good point, though. Roberts is our provisional leader. He is not pitted yet. Hohenberger has. So, be kind of interesting to see where they come out, because I wouldn't call that quite an undercut, but Hohenberger is pitted before the rest of the podium. So, I mean, it is. It just wasn't super early in the race. Roberts is sitting with the fastest lap at 124.047. And all the times are increasing across the board as the race goes along. So I think we probably will start to see, for Roberts, Hohenberger, and Bowden, probably start to see some of their qualifying times. I'm not, there's not many people close together right now. So we talked about Corey and Hohenberger. Steven Pellerin, I asked him what his situation, what he thought this was going to be like. And he said that his main thing was to stay clear of any incidents at the beginning of the race. And, he thinks that if he can do that, he will have a solid top 10 finish. And I gotta say, he's looking like he can hit that. So, you know, we'll wish him that he does not run into any late stage incidents, and he can maintain what he's doing here. Let's see. I talked to where is he? Connor Farrell. I just thought about it. I talked to him prior to the race, and then I just thought I don't remember the last time I saw him on the board. I think maybe he retired and I missed that, or he had a connection issue, or maybe I have one. Who knows? But we are down 2 drivers. We started with 24 and we have 22, or at least what I can see. So I'm thinking actually Connor might have bailed, which when I asked him about the track and what he thought about how this race was going to go, if he had any predictions, he said, "My concern is this track and I do not get along." That was his response. I said, well, the good news is it should give you some confidence, is that's what everybody seems to say. And he said, okay, cool, then I'll win. And sadly, it looks like him and the track did not get along. So he knows his driving better than I do. So, you know, we've got a yellow flag for Guarin over here. Let's see what the situation is. Probably the same situation as everyone. Yep. That's good. Holding the brakes. Wait and see if there's anybody else going to show up, and they don't, and then you get back in safely. We like to see that. That's what we're looking for in the rejoins. And actually, that kind of put him into an actual race with somebody. So we'll see what the situation is here. I did talk to Leon before the race also. And he is one of these gentlemen that took my question very seriously and wrote me a very nice long book. He said that his strategy is to stay on the track. He felt like that his pace was down, and looking at the previous seasons, he and Corey were running roughly the same pace, Corey Mummery. And his concern was in qualifying, where he was going to place on the grid. His prediction is that Corey will have a rebound race after some mishaps at Spa. And his confidence would rely on consistency. And I got to say that he does. I think Corey Mummery is in 10th. He is having a good drive. So if he had some issues at Spa, then I would say this is a nice rebound for him. And as we know, outside of a bit of a bump, him and Leon is running very similar to Corey Mummery. He's in 11th and is less than 10 seconds behind. So he's bang on with his assessment so far. And so we're going to hope for them that continues to be the case. Of course, we don't want to wish anybody ill. Especially none of these guys. I don't even know most of them. So who would I be to? However, who I do know, we'll check in with, is Jetter. He's holding down his 12th place spot here. He's holding it together. He's being consistent. He's staying on the track. That's what we like to see. He's getting on. It sounds like he's getting on. Oh, what we got going on in front of him? That's Peller in there. Or I sure thought that was. We got into kind of an interesting thing by an accident here, but who are you back there chasing down Jetter? Jetter, are you about to get passed by this gentleman? Interesting. I thought I saw it said, I thought it said Allen for a second, and Allen is actually behind him in place, but they're on different times in their laps, so. Oh, duh. Sometimes I'm dumb. He's a 103. Oh well. Thanks for bearing with me. This has been a fun walk around here. So all of that is to say is that for the most part, especially the Porsches, seem to be minding their tires and their fuel. Other than a couple little bumps, little mistakes here and there, almost all of our offs have been what everybody said it was going to be. Just carrying too much speed into a specific corner. And I think that so far, so good. Over halfway through the race. This has been very clean for the most part. As I say that, we get a yellow flag down here. For ISIP. That's a weird one whenever I see that. It's like, I've seen it a lot on this track more than anything, rudder. We've got a slight off here. Man, what did I speak too soon or something? I don't think so. I've said the same thing 100 times here. Oh, that is rudder that is behind Jetter. Now I found him by accident. Okay, little wall hit there, but kind of this, once again, the same thing. If everybody's taking themselves out, then, you know, we like that better. Let's check in with Hohenberger, who's back in first place here. He is 5 seconds ahead of Roberts. So if he holds his car together, his tires together, his, you know, doesn't get, I don't know, come up too light or something, there's really no, there's, you know, outside of a blue flag mishap or something, which is always gets scary. Every one of these that I watch, we always have full belief that everybody in the top 4 is pretty much going to stay there, because they most of the time do. Almost every time, if they're not, there is some problematic blue flag stuff happening. So he is in such clean air that I don't think that currently he has anything too scary. He does need to keep up his pace to keep that gap, but if he can help it, lift and coast and not run into the guy in front of him, he'll be a lot better off, I'm sure. So let me see who else answered some of my interview questions. Oh, Leung further on when he was, we actually had a small back and forth about this, but he said he's still chasing down his first win, which I know a lot of people are, but he said that he had won a divisional championship and team championships without ever getting a win. My strength is consistency, and consistency is gold, man. Let's see. He said that his I told him, I said, yeah, that seems to be pretty consistent through line for everybody in the top 10 who's responded, is I need to keep my car on track and run the same lap every lap. And I think that when I said that, you know, that seems to be a pretty good through line, he said one of his first races in SRA was on this track, and he wiped out in the second to last corner on the last lap, costing him valuable points as he lost a few positions from a silly mistake. So he is going to desperately try and avoid doing something like that again. And since our last couple of the offs, I got a little squirrely on him there. The offs seem to be very grouped almost. It's like when we see a yellow flag, even on a different part of the map, we'll see another yellow flag and another, but none of them are related. And then we won't see any for 3 minutes, 4 minutes at a time. So I'm kind of noticing that seems to be almost like just a little weird aside on here. Now I think, now that everybody has pitted, let me make sure before I say that, and then, you know, that's not right, and the next thing you know, it looks like that is the case. So we can look at our current biggest winners, if you will. Guarin still up 9 places, and he is our current largest point gainer. Assuming he holds it together, he is still there. Alan, who has our, I'm just noticing, it just popped up for me, he has our fastest speed on the track at 238 kilometers an hour, which oddly is extremely faster than everybody else. Our next fastest speed is 232, and everybody else past that is under 230. So I don't know what Alan is doing to get the speed there, but brother, that car is fast. Oh yeah, that makes sense. That's a BMW. The BMW is very fast. So that being said, so Guarin, of course, Guarin is our biggest with 9. Ran is up 6 positions. He's killing it. He's a very consistent top 10 driver. He's moving his way into a consistent top 5 driver. Very proud of Jeremy Rand there. He's been working very hard for a while. Parsons is up 7 now. So Those are our biggest. We have a bunch of 2s, 3s, and 4s, but a 6, a 7, and a 9. What could we ask for more? My boy Jetter is up 3 positions. We like to see that. Denny Zavard, I love this guy. Okay, he can have offs, he can have mistakes. He stays in the race. He just keeps on racing. Even if he has to RTG, he restarts his car and he gets back out there. And I think that that is something to commend, because it's very easy for, you know, me, anybody. I know that if you get in a bad enough accident, you lose enough places, you just say, this isn't worth my time, I'm mad, I am tilted, and you just leave, right? But Denny's able, and that is preferable to losing your mind and making bad decisions. We have a yellow flag here between Warren and Vega. We'll go back here before I keep yapping and see what happened. I think it's going to end up being a slide out and accidental hit, I hope. Oh, nope. I think he didn't expect him to break down as far as he did. I think he was done braking. He lifted off the brakes and ran into him. So that's a shame. They didn't move many positions from that, but one. They each lost a position. So that could have been worse. You know, we'll see what happens there. We had a slight off there. What I was saying though is, you know, it is impressive when a driver can keep his cool after multiple accidents. Like Denny was actually run into in a previous race by like 3 different drivers at different times in the race. Vegas got another yellow flag here, but he just kept getting his car repaired and kept getting back out there, and I love that. I love that about that guy. He's up 2 spots even now. See, he stayed in the race. Okay, that's the same off we've seen from 8 other cars at this point. Everybody makes that mistake. No big deal. Nothing to write home about. So Denny started in last place, right? But he's had some major offs, and then he gets back on the road, and now he's up 2 spots from his starting position still, even after all of the issues. So, you know, I'm not even gonna watch him anymore. I like that. Let's see what Jeremy Rand is doing up here. I don't know why the back of the field was stuttering for me, but the front isn't. That's strange. I don't know. Maybe it was something. It was trying to tell me something. It was trying to tell me to leave him alone before I cause him to have a mistake. We got about 12 minutes of this race left. If anybody's still in the chat, I see the love, and I appreciate you guys being here and putting up with my nonsense. Man, the purple on those wheels stands out hard, boy. It's a very interesting color combination he's got going on there. Let's take a ride in Jeremy's car. Man, that thing sounds good. For some reason, for some reason, it has it sounds better to me as a passenger, not necessarily as this view, but when I'm watching someone else drive than when I drive it. I don't know why. When I drive it, it has a sluggish. It's an Aston Martin, by the way, but it almost. Maybe it's because it feels sluggish that my mind says this thing doesn't spool up fast enough. Oh, Alejandro Warren just had a yellow flag, and he was our biggest winner here. He was up 9 places, but now he's up only 5. So He only just had a yellow flag, though, so I don't know where all those places went. Unless it just didn't show it to me. That's okay. He's back on it. Conveniently, this gives me an excuse to watch Jetter chasing down Guarin. Jeremy's probably secretly happy that I got off of his view. I know people can feel the vibes. Let me see while we watch Jetter run down here. Is there anybody that I'm missing that I am for? Oh, that's always scary when I see that there's a. Oh, somebody was actually offering to come and save me and be part of the stream with me, and I just didn't see it. I'm not paying attention. But that's nice. Okay. Sorry about that one. Okay. My chat, pulling up my chats here. Jeremy Rand. He's another one of those wonderful gentlemen that wrote me a book when I asked him. I asked everybody the same thing. What is your strategy for the race? What are your confidences and your concerns or predictions? Jeremy Rand wrote me a book. He said that Laguna Seca is all about survival, which we've heard and we know. Ooh, he's got, oh, what is going on here? I think that Guarin is... Let's watch and see if we can identify what's going on here. His tires may very well be... Oh, you know what? Nope, that didn't help. I thought maybe that we could see some tire information. But it doesn't work like that. Jeremy Rand said it's all about survival. It's a short track. It can be pretty treacherous. He's expecting to see a lot of spinouts so far. Yep. He saw many pretty frequently when he was in practice. Lots of hang-ups on the, lots of getting hung up on the curb. Says he feels like if he can keep the car grounded and give up a little bit of pace, he should be able to finish well. So far, so good, Jeremy. Is Guarin fuel saving? He's doing a lot of lifting and coasting and being very easy on his inputs. So it's either very bad tires or very low on fuel. I don't know, it's gonna be interesting. I kind of just want to watch him for just a minute here. Almost seems like tire fear. Doesn't want to stab any inputs and cause any more issues. For predictions, Jeremy said he can see Hohenberger is in the top of the division pace times, hot lap times, which of course he was, and he is here too. He's one to watch, which he obviously is. I'm glad you caught that. Well, I wish I could have got there earlier. That was a very short-lived battle, but at least I did get there. Thank you very much. I don't know who you are, but I love you. We almost had an epic battle for first. I did say that this late people were going to stop being safe and careful, and we are seeing that play out now. Oh man, see that that was rudder again. So now we are. My times seem to be. Roberts is now in second. He is like almost 10 seconds behind first place, 14 seconds back. So I think, being that there's just a little less than 5 minutes left in the race, if Hohenberger maintains, it's very likely that our top four will probably be where they are. They're all several seconds apart from each other. Scarborough, though, he's holding it together, and he is kind of chipping away at the time between him, but everybody's tires are starting to feel it. You can see they're all being very, very careful in these a lot of these turns. Man, that's the second time somebody said, hey, there's a battle going on, and I clicked there and somebody goes off. Oh, he just got out of the way. That was nice of him. Go back and look at Gorance managed to maintain his place from earlier, so whatever he's doing to manage his situation, he's doing well. Roberts just... No, they're in the same... I don't know what's going on here. I have a lot of arrows up and downs that are rapidly flashing, but the positions are not changing like that, so... All right, let's see who's close here in lap times. Corey Mummery here, chasing down Leung. They're less than a second apart. Oh, Parsons and Mayer are very close here. All right, we're getting down into the nitty-gritty. We're gonna have to. Oh, I think we're gonna see a pass here. Oh, I'm kind of surprised he lifted there. I think he could have been alongside for that turn. That would have been. He probably could have had that pass, but it was, you know, it might have been safer. He may have chose the safer option rather than taking them both out here at the end of the race if he wasn't confident. So that's good, actually. Just scanning through here desperately, making sure I'm not going to miss anything. Vega and Isip were just within 0.2 of each other. I think we might be able to see something happen here. I'm definitely ready to switch back here to see our last. Hohenberger's about to start his last lap as the leader.
Right, man. Leader is on the final lap. Give it all you can.
And he is leading by a lot. So before he finishes, I will switch back to him. These guys are still close together up here. Be kind of cool to see some last lap passes here, but I understand everybody just wants to finish their race. Ipsis. I have enough time to see what happened here and then flip back to Hohenberger. Oh man, that's that late race. Desperation gets you. Carry too much speed in a spot you otherwise wouldn't. All right, the timer has expired here. Nobody's in a very close race. Guarin has a yellow flag. That's a shame. We'll see if he loses any places from that. I know that's a tough break. Up 9 spots to now being up 4 spots. And there we have it. Our leader has finished. Our P2 is coming across the line now. P3 is right behind. Bowden. P1 Hohenberger. P2 Roberts. P3 Bowden. P4 Scarborough. P5 Pellerin. Very good finish there. Jeremy Rand. P6. Very good finish. These guys all had a plan and they stuck to it. P7's Heron. Oh, these guys brought it all the way down to the finish line in their fight. P6 Mayer. P7 Parsons. Oh man, there's a big upset there right at the end. Mummery, Leung had to go wide, and Mummery took the place. I think Mummery ended up taking 10th, and Leung took 11th. And now with everybody leaving the server, the places situation is getting a little squirrely, but it looks like Jetter's going to come in 14th. 13th. And now everyone is finished and or left. So I am going to go ahead and try to pull some of these guys in for some interviews. See who we can get in here. Is anybody in the chat? Bowden, where are you? I guess I needed to figure this situation out too. Does that work? Oh, it does work. Matthew Bowden, hello?
Yeah, hello.
Hey, first off, am I saying your name correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's okay.
Okay, so close enough, I guess.
Yeah. It's hard to pronounce for English speaker because it's really a French name, so the IN at the end is always mispronounced, so I gave up.
Oh, okay. Well,
but yeah.
Congratulations on your third place.
Thank you.
How did the race go for you just as an overall? How do you think? Are you happy with what happened? Did you have any major I don't know, disappointments or anything like that?
I'm quite happy about my race. I qualified P3 and I expected to finish P3. So it went well. Kind of knew I was not able to fight with Andy and Ben, so I let them go and just do my thing on the track, and it paid off.
Yeah, I would say it did. Outside of what we know, we all know the certain issues there are with this track, certain specific turns and braking points and stuff. Was it just like you practiced and everything? Did you notice there was any like tire issues you didn't expect, or overheating, any of that kind of stuff, or was it just basically just more practice, just different day?
Yeah, felt more like practice, and it went well. Like that, I have a good setup, and with Coach Dave, the Coach Dave with Delta, and
yeah,
man, it's perfect for track condition, and yeah, I that's it.
Well, cool, man. Thanks for coming up and chatting. Is there anybody you want to shout out or anything you want to say?
Yeah, my brother-in-law that wished me a podium for my birthday. That was last weekend, and there was my podium.
Cool, man. Well, I'm happy for you. I'll send you back down your race review.
Good, thank you.
Take it easy.
Have a nice evening.
What a nice guy. Let's see if we can get Ben Roberts up here. Ben Roberts.
Hello.
Hey, man, how you doing? How was your race?
Man, I had a lot of fun. It was probably my best Laguna race that I've ever had. I am super pissed at myself. I just like I said on my predictions, there were going to be self-deletes and going to be single car incidents, and I freaking did it like 3 times.
And you still managed second place though.
Yeah. I guess I can salvage something. I don't know, but I gotta say, Andy was hard to catch up to. I think I could have, but had to catch him and not take myself out. So honestly, Andy drove a great race. He drove a cleaner race. He was quick, got pole, all that good stuff.
Yeah, he did exactly what he said he was going to do too. Just drive it cleanly and consistently, and he did. So, I'll really you guys all did. I mean, you might have had some offs or some issues, but still finishing in second, even with those issues, is pretty incredible too. Somebody in the chat said Andy's just too fast. And he is fast, and just looking at the times ahead of time, even like Jeremy Rand said, was just like, man, when you see somebody's, their practice times, and you're just like, man, how do I compete with that? You gotta hope that they crash out or something. Trust me, I know.
When I saw Andy beat me on the timing boards, I just grinned. I was like, okay, it's on. So, but yeah, great race. I had a lot of fun. I really did. Despite the mistakes, it was a cool race. Hot tires, hot track, but it was a cool race.
Yeah, I agree. It was fun to watch and commentate, especially by myself for the first time. So for the first time ever, and by myself. So it made it very interesting.
Oh man! I'll have to go back and check it out.
Was there a moment when you were like going to be battling for second or first, and somebody had an off? Where was this? Somebody told me in the chat. They said there's a battle for first right now. And I think I clicked on one of you you were Hohenberger, and somebody went off like right at that very moment.
Was that on the run to the Rahal Straight up to?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, I just took myself out. I put the power down too hard on that left-hander on the way to the other left-hander up the straight. Spun myself out. So. Well,
the fact the fact that you can spin yourself out like that and just get right back on and still be up there, it's pretty cool. I think I actually got confused because I just assumed that you would have been passed by Bowden. And so then I was like, wait, I got very confused for a moment because I was like, didn't he lose a place? But I guess not. So
he was about 4.5 seconds when I got back on the track, and I was able to hold him there. So
yeah, that's wild, man.
I had no issues with anybody on the track, to be honest.
That's good. Yeah,
Maybe
I'm
like one blue flag that was a little bit longer, but that's not that big a deal.
almost all the deletes were self-inflicted. There was only like 2. I think I noticed only like 2 like genuine accidents, and both of them were like somebody lifted and the other person didn't expect it, or that they ended up like accidentally dive bombing because they missed a braking point or something. So it's a pretty clean race. You got anybody you want to shout out?
To OBDEA, Big Daddy, he helped me out. Tyler Thompson, he gave me some good tips. Anton Rusevich, awesome guy.
We're not going to tolerate people shouting out Anton in here, okay?
I can understand. But he's my brother in the OBDA, so it's good.
All right, man. I'll send you back down, and I'm going to bring Hohenberger up here.
Peace.
Have a good one. Andy Hohenberger.
Hello.
Hey, man. How you doing? How was your race?
Oh, it was a great time. I love that track. It was a fun time racing. Thrilling at the end there, racing against Roberts, who just had the right strat there on the tires, and I got lucky at the end. He had my number.
That was it was a pretty fun race to watch from my perspective. It was very stressful, like I was just saying. That was the first time that I streamed it, and I was by myself. So there's a lot to keep up with. So if you watch it back and you're like, man, this guy never clicks on me, you were just too good, and you weren't that interesting.
It's hard to do color and doing the play calls at the same time. You kind of play 2 people at once, so.
Yeah, you're looking for people that are in yellow flags or are in battles, and when you're constantly like 8 or 10 or 14 seconds ahead of everybody else, it makes it a little rough,
Yeah, but no, there was definitely a lot of good battles out there. My teammate Dan, he had really good performance out there, found some really good pace in qualifying, so glad that a lot of people had some good battles out there, and it was a fun race.
Did you like, okay, being honest, did you expect to come in here and like just blow it out of the water, or did you just kind of take it like, I'm just going to go out there and just stay on the track and not crash?
I was having to drive my butt off at the end there with Roberts. He was catching me half a second every lap. I knew that I could place fast in qualifying, but carrying around that heavy fuel at the very start and all the way throughout is something that I just did not have as much practice or experience in doing that. So that was a real struggle getting used to that. And then I just cooked my tires too towards the end of that second stint. So it was having to do a lot of management at the end and just sort of balancing of how I was approaching each turn lap by lap. So it made it really interesting.
I did notice that, like, I was back here watching some battles for like 8th and 9th or something, and somebody in the chat said, hey, it looks like there's a battle for first. And right when I clicked on Roberts, he managed to like self-delete momentarily. And then you just disappeared. And then it was a fight between him and Bowden. So I'm sure he did you a little bit of a favor there, but he'll be glad to hear that he put some pressure on you for sure.
No, yeah, lots of fast people up there. So the rest of the races are going to continue to be super interesting, I think. I definitely tend to race a lot more of the North American tracks. So once we get over to some of the European tracks, I'll have to be doing a lot of learning.
Yeah, then I guess that'll make the season more interesting for everybody, won't it? Is there anybody you want to shout out?
Give a shout out to my hospitality crew, Max. He helps keep everybody entertained and satisfied in the paddock. And then to my racing coach, Derek Recting. He always gives me the good tips and good setups.
Cool, man. Well, congratulations on your win, and I will send you back down to your race review.
Right on. Thank you for the announcing. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Have a good one. Bye. Okay. I guess that is going to wrap it up for us tonight. I really appreciate everybody being here and being patient and nice to me. I see that somebody asked which one of deliveries is your favorite. I don't know if you're talking to the whole chat. For me, I'm a little bit biased because the Rexy squad, I didn't come up with the Rexy, right? But I had an idea to have a team, really sister teams with like 4 different colored Rexy cars, like Yoshi. And so every time I see those cars, I really like it. The really cool part is that Quinn is driving the skeleton version of the Rexy, and that is by far, as far as I'm concerned, that is the coolest. So I am going to go ahead and move this into the end of the stream. I appreciate everybody being here. Andy was too fast. Again, thank you all so much, and have a wonderful evening. I will see you back here next week for more D4 and more interesting racing. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your week and a good weekend. I love you. Goodbye.
When I was just a new driver, I asked Coach Jeffries, what will I be? Will I be speedy? Will I crash out? Here's what he said.